Hey guys, so welcome back to Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc. Let's carry on where we left off. We just finished our investigation for Sakura's death, and now it's time for the class trial. Let's go through the red doors of destiny and see what awaits us, because I have no clue how to solve this case. Monokuma made his announcement, and everyone began to meet up, one after another. And then... the ultimate martial artist, a locked room murder mystery.
What?
What the? Oh, I've just recently discovered the power of emoticons! Like, no matter how awful something is, if you toss in a smiley face, it turns positive.
Yes, indeed!
For example, you're at a picnic and you find a dead body, XD. This is just plain creepy.
Well?
And how about the reverse?
Phew.
No matter how great something is, if you put in a sad face, it makes it look super negative.
Yes,
For
indeed!
example, do you have 100 friends? He's right. That does make it seem sad.
I can't wait! I can't wait!
Now then, please get on the elevator. I'll see you all down there. What the hell was that? I don't get it.
Just the worst.
I don't get you guys. How can you act so casual after murdering someone?
Don't look at me!
I don't think I'm acting casual.
Don't be mean!
I mean, I didn't murder anyone. Yeah, I'm completely innocent. How dare you call me a murderer?
What the heck?
Whatever. Either way, the truth will be revealed soon enough. Because there could be no doubt. One of us is the culprit. Killer. The one that murdered Sakura. She was stronger than anyone I know. And yet, someone killed her. There's only 5 people left. And that person is here. That person is one of us? Who could it be?
Don't look at me!
I said it before and I'll say it again. It wasn't me. The culprit is one of us. Make no mistake about that. I don't know, is it your time to come? Because I didn't do it. How many times do I have to tell you?
What the heck?
How can you just stand there and say you didn't do it without even breaking a sweat?
Hey,
Standing around here isn't going to do any good. Let's get going. If it did happen around the time that we tried to smuggle out Alter Ego, the only 2 people unaccounted for, from what I remember walking down those halls trying to hide them, is Byakuya and Hina. That scares me. Come on, it's time to put an end to this. I made my way toward the elevator, but with each step I took, I felt like I was moving further and further away from my goal. I could feel a chilling fear running through me, trying to make me rot from the inside out. No matter how many times I go through this, it never gets any easier. We climbed into our steel prison in total silence. Oh, shit. We watched the doors close and felt it begin its sinister descent. Oh man. The elevator lowered, uttering its all too familiar clunking sounds. There's too much space in this elevator now. It fell lower and lower, and as suddenly as always, the ride was over. The doors opened once again. Well, it's different again. Now what the hell is this, some Egyptian theme now? Just the 6 of you, huh? Really?
this is kind of depressing.
That's so few. You must be so lonely. You say that like it's not your fault. We're all that's left. I wonder, will the class trial end with one less classmate again? Or will your school life come to an end completely?
Now then.
Are we ready to begin? You know the drill. Find your assigned seats. And so the curtain opened for the 4th time. A deadly judgment. A deadly deception. A deadly betrayal. A deadly riddle. A deadly defense. A deadly faith. A deadly class trial. Oh my god, I have no idea. Nothing, I've got no clue. It's just too hard now to figure out who could have done it. All we can do is kind of figure out how it happened, right? Multiple suspects, murder in a locked room. If anyone was likely to survive, it was Sakura. And yet, She did not. Okay, well, as always, let's go over the evidence one more time. Truth bullets. This time we've got 21, the max, well not max, but this is the most we've had ever. Let's start with Monokuma file number 4. The victim was Sakura Ogami. The time of death is estimated to be around 12 noon. The body was discovered in the rec room on the 3rd floor of the school. There is evidence of a strong blow to the victim's head. No other injuries were noted. However, it seems that at some point, the victim suffered from violent vomiting of blood. Kyoko mentioned that there was actually possibly 2 blows to the victim's head. So that's worth noting as well. Rec room door. A chair had been jammed against the door within the rec room, blocking access from the outside. It is believed that the killer did this to create a locked room scenario. Status of Sakura's body. Sakura was found dead, seated in a chair, slumped forward. Traces of blood were found around her mouth, presumably from when she vomited blood. However, there was no injury or indication as to why she would have vomited blood. Magazine shelf bloodstain. A bloodstain was found in front of the shelf of magazines. The blood is presumed to be Sakura's. But is it? It's also something we need to consider. There is currently no explanation for how a bloodstain would have appeared so far away from where the victim was found. Polka dot candy wrapper. At one point, Aoi had been injured and taken to the nurse's office. After she was taken care of, she gave a piece of candy to Sakura, which had this type of wrapper. According to Aoi, she had monopolized this candy as soon as it had become available, so obtaining a piece would have been difficult to impossible. Glass shards on the floor. There were pieces of red glass scattered near the table in the rec room. After finding the top and bottom pieces, it was concluded that the shards must have come from a bottle. In this case, I think that's 2. Figure on the floor. A Monokuma figure was found laying on the rec room floor. It would fit roughly in the palm of your hand. Monokuma bottles. There are a number of red bottles on a shelf in the rec room. Inside each bottle is a Monokuma figure. Additionally, there seems to be some kind of unknown correlation between the bottles. We established that there are chess pieces. We know that there's 6 cheese pieces? There's 6 chess pieces on a board, which means there had to have been 6 bottles, and you can see that in the spacing between some of the bottles. There had to have been 6. Now it's down to 4, so 2 are now broken or missing. Empty protein drink. An empty protein drink was found near the rec room door. The container had a label reading Chem A2. The shards of glass from the window that was broken to get into the room were found both around and underneath the container. Locker handprint. A fresh handprint was found inside the rec room's open locker. Since the locker was open before they opened the locked room, there's no way someone was hiding in there before they arrived. Aoi's account. Sakura had written notes to Toko, Byakuya, and Yasuhiro asking them to meet her in the rec room by noon. She had slid these notes underneath each person's room door. Byakuya's account. Byakuya confirmed that he received Sakura's note, but also claimed that he never went to see her, and in fact, had not seen her at all that day. Toko's account. Toko confirmed that she received Sakura's note, but also claimed that she never went to see her. Pocket trash. A small bit of garbage accidentally fell out of Yasuhiro's pocket. It was a piece of paper with red polka dots on it. Yellow powder. Yellow powder was found on the instep of Sakura's foot. Someone must have stood on her toe? Or on her feet, sorry. Kyoko's examination summary. Sakura suffered 2 blows to the head, not 1. No blood was found on either of her hands, so she couldn't have written that note, right? Unless someone cleaned up her hands. Monokuma bottle experiment. All of the Monokuma bottles appear to be roughly the same weight. However, when the bottle shards were weighed against the intact bottle, the shards were found to be heavier. Magazine dying message on the magazine shelf. One magazine had been put back upside down. Inside this magazine, Toko's name had been written in blood. It is assumed that whoever wrote it used their finger to do so. Chem lab shelf. On the shelf in the chem lab, section A contains supplements, section B contains reagents, and section C contains harmful chemicals. A bottle of poison labeled as section C had been placed in section A of the shelf. Source of the powder. There was a broken bottle in front of the chem lab shelf which was labeled Chem C4. The powder on the floor is assumed to have come from this. According to Byakuya, the powder would had to have been spilled after the incident took place. Really? Were they trying to tidy up and actually accidentally broke a shelf? Broke a bottle, sorry. And footprints in the powder, our final one. Someone had left footprints in the powder spilled in the chem lab. These footprints appeared only near the leftmost section of the shelf. From this, it can be assumed that the suspect only had business in this area. What does that all mean? All I know, and that's not even for sure, is that Sakura's the one who locked the room. I'm probably not even right about that. Anyway, we've set our skills. I think we just got one more now, Lost in Thought, which we got from Hiro. Increases the time limit for each phase. Oh, that's so helpful. I'll take that, and we can fit it in with our skill points. Excellent. There's a lot of skills we had never unlocked. I guess it depends on who we talk to, right? And, well, there's not a lot of people left to talk to, so without further ado, we have to finish our preparations and find out who killed Sakura. All rise, let's go.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results.
Unlike the third case where I was confident in some things, this one I just have absolutely
If
no
you
idea.
can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate.
We can't afford to get this wrong, guys. We're so close to fighting a way out.
Now then, where to begin?
Which means it sucks for the killer. You're gonna miss out.
We already know who did it.
Whoa, deja vu.
It's exactly the same as case 3.
The one who killed Sakura is one of the people that hated her. Byakuya, Toko, or Hiro. It was one of you.
Idiot.
I had nothing to do with it.
I hope it's not Hida. She's very passionate about pinning it on everyone else.
Yeah! I'd never kill someone, no way!
I don't want to hear your stupid excuses.
I just know it wasn't me. Hina seems really sure that one of those 3 is the killer. But she must have some reason for believing that. Well, let's start off easy, start off simple. Here we go. Oh boy. Allie's account.
It was one of you. One of you killed Sakura.
And what reason do you have for saying so?
Because you all had a motive. You hated her.
Is that it? That doesn't make any sense.
That's the only reason you have her accusing us?
That's
No.
low. That's about as low as you can get.
Okay, so it's just gonna be regular Toko here at the class trial for now anyway. Some concrete reason why Hina suspects those 3 specifically. I'm sure she's mentioned it before. Okay, we know which one this is
It was
going
one
against.
of you. One of you killed.
And what reason do you...
Because you hated her.
Is that it? That doesn't...
That's the only reason you have her accusing us?
Shit! Oh man.
Low.
It's gonna
That's about as
it's
low
gonna start
as
getting
you
harder
can
to shoot these
get.
things out of the air as well.
It was one of you killed.
And what reason do you...
Might need to
Because you all
focus.
you hated her.
Is that it? That doesn't make it...
That's the only reason you have her accusing?
Gotcha.
No, that's wrong.
No, Sakura gave notes to the 3 of you, which means you all had a chance to meet
Another
her.
reason you suspect them is because Sakura wanted to meet with them, right?
Yeah, and that was right before she died. So there's no doubt about it. One of those 3 killed her.
We can't think like this though. I can't disagree with Hina. There's good reason to suspect all 3 of them. Then does that mean one of them did it? Ugh. Straight to the next one, here we go. Oh my god. Pocket trash.
The fact that Sakura wanted to meet with all 3 of them, there's no way that's not suspicious. One of you is absolutely guilty.
I don't deny that she wanted to meet with us, but I never went to see her.
I didn't either.
Yeah, same here. I never saw her.
This has got to be the one, right?
Come on. There's no way none of you went. At least one of you is lying.
Hiro, dude, why are you lying? There's a clear contradiction in something one of them said just now. If they didn't go see Sakura, then how can they explain it? Does that mean you
The
snuck
fact
into
that
Allie's
Sakura
room
wanted to
then?
meet with all 3 of them, there's no way that one of you is
I don't deny that I never went.
I didn't either.
Yeah, same here.
Then explain
No, that's wrong.
that piece of garbage in your pocket, Hiro. Please.
Hiro, when we were talking before, you dropped a small piece of paper, remember?
Stop dicking around, Hiro. This is serious.
It was white with red polka dots.
What's that got to do with anything?
Red polka dots? That's gotta be the wrapper from the candy I gave Sakura.
No, it's...
I don't think he stole the candy from Sakura's dead body, though.
Ever since we got into the warehouse, I totally monopolized that entire box of candy. So there's no way a single one of them was left in the warehouse.
In that case, Hiro, where did you get that piece of candy?
From Sakura! It's the only explanation.
No, there's gotta be another way.
Well, I mean... Yeah, sure I got it from her, but she gave it to me forever ago. It doesn't have anything to do with what happened to her.
Really?
When? When did she give it to you?
The last time you saw Sakura was when Hina had to go to the nurse's office, right?
But Hina didn't give her the candy until after they had left.
Yeah, so I must have got it sometime before then.
But what Hiro said can't be right, because Sakura could only have gotten the candy after the incident in the nurse's office. And the reason I know that is... when Sakura got the candy.
I got it! I'm not sure about that, Hiro. Hina didn't actually give Sakura the candy till after she left the nurse's office.
I was a bit slow to answer that, but I just want to make sure before I start, jumping the gun and getting things wrong.
So if that was the last time you saw her, there's no reason you should have had that candy.
Damn it!
Dude, just tell us the truth, please!
I mean, what I meant was...
Like, this is serious.
Oh, that's right! I did meet up with her in the rec room. You got a problem with that?
I do now. Freaking
Why the
hell.
sudden hostility?
But we just talked, that's all. I didn't do anything, you gotta believe me!
If you just said this in the first place, we wouldn't be suspicious, dickhead.
You're acting incredibly suspicious.
You're acting incredibly suspicious!
Oh god.
More hostility.
It's not just normal hostility! You're the real culprit! I even have proof!
How?
Proof? What are you talking about?
I'm talking about her shining message.
How did you know about this message? You were in your room. Only Kyoko and I found it, and I guess Hina did as well. What would a shining message even be?
At the scene of the crime, she had written out Toko in her own blood, right?
Did anyone tell you this?
It was her dying message. Just like what you guys were talking about with Sayaka.
That's true. I saw it for myself.
See? See? Toko did it!
What are you saying? No way! I didn't do it!
You just don't know when you're beat, do ya?
Where...
Hiro, hold on. When did you see that dying message of hers?
exactly?
Huh? Well, when we found Ogre's body. Duh.
But if you recall, Hina was very adamant about keeping you away from the scene of the crime.
How do you know this?
So it's hard to believe that's when you actually saw the message for yourself.
Huh? Hold on. But when Kyoko found the magazine with the dying message in it, it was on the magazine shelf.
I got it!
Upside down.
Kyoko, you found the magazine on the magazine shelf, right?
That's right. Looking through the shelf, I found the magazine with the dying message on it. I found it right there at the scene of the crime, after we'd started the investigation.
If that's true, then what Hiro just said doesn't really make sense, does it?
Doesn't make sense?
What's your deal?
What doesn't make sense? Everything I said makes perfect sense.
There's definitely something strange about it. Kyoko found the dying message during the investigation, in which case, that clearly contradicts what Hiro told us. Ugh, Hiro! Stop making things so complicated! We already had Byakuya screw up case 2. Magazine dying message.
I can tell you exactly when I found the dying message. When Ogre's body was discovered.
And I can tell you when I found the dying message. It was only after the investigation had begun. I found the magazine tucked away on the magazine shelf. When I pulled it out, I saw her final words.
What's your problem? What I said makes total sense.
No, it doesn't! Okay, he said he saw the dying message when he first found the body. But at that time, where was the magazine? On the shelf. Right? Bloodstain was found in front of the shelf of magazines. Blood is presumed to be Sakura's. No explanation for why it's so far away. I need to know which one to shoot here. On the magazine shelf, one magazine had been put back upside down. Inside this magazine, Toko's name had been written in blood. It's assumed that whoever wrote it used their finger to do so. Which bullet do I shoot here? Is this a truth flashback, or do I need to fire this
body was
bullet?
discovered.
And I can tell you when I found the dying message. It was only after the investigation had begun. I found the magazine tucked away on the magazine shelf. When I pulled it out, I saw her final words.
What's your problem? What I said makes total sense.
He said he saw the dying message when he first found the body, but at that time, where was the magazine? On the shelf. So that's
I can
going to
tell
be
you
our
exactly what
treat
Ogre's
bullet
body
here.
was.
And I can tell you, it was only
I found the magazine tucked away on the magazine.
when I pulled
Got
it
it.
out.
What's your problem? What I said makes total sense.
I think I figured out how to use the truth flashbacks as well. We need to fire the bullet at what we're countering. So this is the bullet, and we're going to
I can
counter
tell
the
you
fact that he found the
exactly when I
message when
found
we
the
found the body.
dying message. When Ogre's body was discovered.
Oh shit, there's another one.
And I can tell you, it
Damn,
was only
these
after I
stupid
found
white
the
noises
magazine
coming
when
everywhere.
I pulled it out.
What's your problem? What I said makes total sense. I can tell you exactly when I found the dying mess. When Ogre's body was discovered.
No? Oh, my truth bullet disappeared. Oh, I forgot about it. Son of a bitch.
I can tell you
As soon as
exactly
I fired
when
it, I
Ogre's
lost
body
it.
was.
And I can tell
Shit,
you,
I'm
it
not
was
paying
only
attention.
after the
I found the magazine tucked away on the
Damn it.
magazine.
magazine when I pulled it out.
What's
This
your
is not
problem? What I
good.
said makes total sense.
Getting flustered.
I can tell you exactly
better
when I
now.
found the
Got
dying
the right bullet.
message.
This is why it's important to
When
double check your
Ogre's
stuff.
body was discovered.
No, it's... Oh, stupid
And I
freaking
can tell you,
thing.
It was only after the investigation had begun. I found the magazine tucked away on the magazine.
Okay.
when I pulled it out.
What's your problem? What
Damn
I
it.
said makes total sense.
What's my problem? I'm struggling to get this bullet through.
I can tell you exactly when I found the dying message. When Ogre's body was discovered.
There. Finally. I got
No,
it through.
what's wrong?
Jeez. Oh. I need to be more focused.
When Sakura's body was found, that magazine was sitting on the shelf nearby. That's where Kyoko found it, after we'd begun the investigation. And you weren't at the murder scene, so there's no way you could have seen it then.
Exactly.
Tell us the truth, Hiro. When did you see the message?
Hold on. You're focusing on the wrong part. Why does it matter when I saw it?
Everything matters. Hiro, tell us, please. I'm begging you.
All you gotta do is read the Vienna sausage Ogre left us, and we know who the killer is. Toko!
I don't even know where to begin with that one. He's just trying to confuse us.
Actually, can we even be sure Sakura wrote that message in the first place?
Her fingers were clean.
Yeah? I think we can all agree Ogre wrote that message. 100%, without a doubt, she wrote it. And this is me talking, so you know it's true.
It's you talking, so I know it's not. Without a doubt? No, I absolutely do doubt it. There's no way Sakura wrote that message. Oh, here we go. Bullet time.
Show me the proof. I'm at least 30% right. The occult is bullcrap. Give it a rest.
Again, I'm silent because I'm trying to
I'm at
concentrate.
least 30% right. The occult is bullcrap. The end is nigh. Show me the proof. I'm at least
Oh, shit.
30% right.
Need,
The occult is bullcrap.
need,
Give it a rest.
what you call it? My special ability. I lost the whole
I'm
tempo
at least
completely.
30% right. Show me the proof.
She had no blood on her
should prove
fingers. Jackass. Damn it, I had such a good run in the last bullet time battle with Celeste, now I'm struggling
I'm
again.
completely unconvinced that Sakura wrote that dying message.
Once Nigga time hits, I can't figure out anything. It's Fever time, that's what it's called, sorry. Anyway.
Because if you look at it, the message was almost certainly written using a finger. But both of her hands were completely free of blood.
Say what?
Then, who did write it?
Hiro could very well have written it himself.
And he does know that his handwriting is easily identifiable, so it's on, we can't rely on that anymore.
That would explain how he knew about the message in the first place.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
Did you witness the murder? Were you hiding in the locker and you witnessed it?
He admits it.
I figured as much.
But if you witness it, why doesn't he just tell us who killed her, right? Why did he write Toko?
But why would you write something like that?
And when?
Because I killed her!
What? You're admitting to killing her?
Please, just let me explain what happened.
After all that investigating, you're just gonna admit it?
I got Ogre's note, and so I headed to the rec room right before noon, just like it said.
You just did exactly as the note asked? What a fool.
And when I got there...
Sorry, but do you mind waiting? I asked a couple of other people to meet as well. Okay. Would you like a piece of candy? It might help give you some energy. Oh, sure. Thanks.
And that's all she said. After that, we just stood around in awkward silence. Suddenly, I heard her mutter something.
This is it. I'm going to end it today. I'm going to end everything.
As soon as I heard that, I just knew. I knew she was gonna try and kill me. She was gonna kill me and make her escape. So of course I freaked out, and then... I saw my only chance. I grabbed the Monokuma bottle from the shelf and smashed it across her head. I hit her from behind before she had any idea what was happening. Then she just went limp. I didn't see her move again after that.
But she got hit twice.
Once it was over, I pulled myself together. I realized if I didn't do something, I'd be caught and executed. So I wrote Toko's name in blood across a magazine on the table and I ran away.
I can't believe you! You're the worst! I hope you die!
That means he didn't kill her then. Oh, that leaves one less person
Well,
on the suspect list.
that's what happened. Go ahead. Roast me, boil me, do whatever you want.
Oh boy, this is good for the killer.
You're not gonna get off that easy. It's death. Death for the one that killed Sakura. We're ready to vote now, right? We know who did it.
No, I think there's more to Hiro's story.
There is
What are you talking about? What else could there be?
the blood, the poison, the vomiting, everything. There's a lot.
There's one thing that Hiro's story just now doesn't explain. And until we figure that part out, we can't consider the case closed.
How did he run off? He couldn't have put the chair to block the door. So what is it that Hiro did that doesn't make sense? What he would have had to do after writing the message, it doesn't make sense. Why the magazine was hidden, why he didn't use Sakura's finger. Why he picked Toko? Nope. My bad. Why didn't Hiro put blood on Sakura's finger to make it look like she'd written it? I just panicked. I didn't even think about that. You wouldn't have had thought of that even if you didn't panic. Anyway, that's not the point I was trying to make.
Shoot!
It's like I just embarrassed myself in front of everyone. Uh-oh, my health is running dangerously low. What Kyoko's trying to say is, Hiro did something with the message that doesn't make sense if he was trying to blame Toko. So what is it that Hiro did that doesn't make sense?
I got it!
Why he hid the magazine? We had to go
That's
through a lot of
true.
trouble to find it.
Everything you just said. It doesn't explain why the magazine was hidden, does it?
Trying to make it difficult for us.
By the time the body was discovered, the magazine had been picked up and put on the shelf.
That too, he would have dropped it on the floor, right?
Why would you take the time to write that message, then stick it somewhere we might not find it?
Oh,
Unless you were thinking
Well,
way ahead, like 40 chests, then you knew that Kyoko would find it.
I didn't hide it. I'm sure I just left it sitting there on the table.
Really?
Shit.
He's lying! He's gotta be lying!
I don't see any reason he would lie now, after already confessing to the crime.
Which makes him innocent.
Then, he's not lying?
Assuming he's telling the truth, someone else must have put the magazine back on the shelf. In other words, at least one other person was in the rec room both before and after the incident.
I don't think there's any question about that.
But then, who was it?
If they went to the trouble of hiding the magazine, they must not have liked what was written on it.
Someone who wouldn't like what had been written? There's only one choice.
I got it!
The person whose name it
Had
is.
to be Toko, right?
At least we're building up our health back. Or our reputation.
Who else would want to hide the magazine other than the person whose name was written on it?
Was he right, Toko? Did you really go to the rec room?
I don't know who did it, but I just know it's not Hiro now.
Why would I have... Wait! But more important, that doesn't even matter. We already know who did it, right? Hiro just admitted it.
He just admitted hitting her in the head with a bottle, but that wasn't the killing blow.
That's right. I killed her.
No, you didn't.
Who asked you?
I don't doubt Hiro attacked Sakura with the bottle. But that's not where this case ends.
What do you mean?
What he means is that Hiro isn't the killer.
You can't be serious. That's just... I don't believe it.
Hiro, tell us what happened one more time.
Oh, shit. That means it's one of you.
If we go through it once more, it should become clear he's not Sakura's killer.
So, what do you want me to do?
Just tell us what happened one more time when you attacked Sakura.
I don't really see why, but okay.
We haven't reached the end of the case just yet. Hiro isn't the real killer, and I have to prove that. Okay. Before we can move on, we need to make absolutely certain that, to everyone else, that Hiro is not the killer. We've got 3 bullets. Kyoko's examination summary says Sakura's body, yellow powder.
I didn't want to, but I did it. I grabbed a Monokuma bottle from the shelf nearby, and I hit Ogre from behind before she could do anything.
You hit her from behind. And you only hit her once. Is that right?
Yeah, just once.
This is the one.
After the first swing, the bottle shattered, and she went limp.
See? Isn't it obvious? Hiro really is the killer!
No, he's not. Hiro hit Sakura, that's for sure, but this doesn't end there. Alright, just to be certain before I make another mistake, I don't want to make any more. Kyoko's examination summary, Sakura suffered 2 blows to the head, not 1. So if we go counter Hiro's claim, then that's it for sure. There's something that proves that, the wounds on her head.
I didn't want to, but I did it. I grabbed a Monokuma bottle from the shelf
Get ready
nearby,
to
and I hit Ogre from behind before she could do anything.
You hit her from behind. And you only hit her once. Is that right?
Yeah, just once.
No,
No, that's wrong.
she was hit twice.
If Sakura died from Hiro's single blow, that doesn't explain why she had 2 head wounds.
It's conveniently left off the Monokuma file.
2?
That's right. She had 2 separate wounds on her head.
And remember, this girl examines dead bodies as a hobby. Personally, I'm inclined to believe her.
But I only hit her once. How could she have 2 wounds?
Someone hit her again.
2 wounds means she was struck twice. What's more, both attacks must have come from a Monokuma bottle.
Hold on. How can you know that just from some cuts on her head? She was attacked twice with 2 Monokuma bottles?
It's not just because of her head wounds. It's also because of the Monokuma bottles themselves. There's something very suspicious about those bottles. Once you understand that point, you'll understand why 2 separate Monokuma bottles must have been used. Think back. After the incident, there were 4 Monokuma bottles left on the shelf, right?
Right?
And we found pieces of a bottle on the ground, along with the chess piece it had inside.
That was the bottle Hiro hit Sakura with, right?
For now, just note that there were 4 intact bottles and 1 broken bottle. But originally, there were 6 bottles in total, meaning 1 has gone missing.
But that one's been shattered completely.
But how can you know for sure there were 6 bottles?
That's easy. If you look at what the bottles all had in common, it should become clear.
Correlation between the Monokuma bottles. I feel like it's starting to become clear. The connection must be... It's the object that the Monokuma figure inside each bottle is holding. Here we go. Okay, we know this one, right? Chess piece. I'm so glad these are easier after Schizo. Oh wow, these are... Well, it's getting harder and harder. These letters are flying everywhere. Where's E? Need an E! Give me an E! There we go. S. P. E. Another E. Finish it off, please. Thank you. Nice. Okay, that's something we can
Now
figure
I
out.
understand.
I mean, that's something we figured out earlier in the case. Yay!
That's
I'll take
it.
that one.
The chess pieces. Inside each bottle, there was a Monokuma figure holding a different chess piece.
King, rook, bishop, pawn. I definitely remember seeing each of those.
It's got a photographic memory, does
And
he?
the piece that was inside the broken bottle we found was the knight, if I remember.
So, what's that matter?
The queen is missing.
I guess you don't know too much about chess, do you? Then let me explain. In chess, there are 6 different pieces. The king, the queen, the rook, knight, bishop, and pawn. What was left intact at the crime scene were the king, rook, bishop, and pawn. Just those 4. And on the ground was the knight.
And that piece is missing as well, the queen piece.
Oh, so the queen is missing.
So we only have evidence for 5 bottles at the scene, while one apparently went missing.
What does chess have to do with anything?
Toko's acting suspicious now.
Yeah, Shogi is way better.
Could she really have done it?
Yeah. Wait, no, that's not what I mean. So, let's say a bottle did go missing. There's still no evidence that has anything to do with this case. That bottle could have disappeared any time before the murder.
No, because the shards weigh the weight of 2
No.
bottles.
It's clear that the missing
least more
bottle
than one.
is connected to this case.
How is it clear?
Think about what state the missing bottle must have been in. Maybe then you'll understand.
Wait, then the bottle that was missing?
I
was
got it!
excited?
The bottle must have been broken,
What makes you so sure?
because there was evidence at the scene that supports it.
Huh?
That's right. We found evidence that shows there was more than just one broken bottle at the scene.
And what is this evidence?
It wasn't just a single broken bottle. And the evidence to prove that is... Kyoko and I figured it out before. The weight. The bottle experiment.
I got it!
Yay, we're almost up
Earlier,
to full rip.
Kyoko and I did a little experiment. We compared the weight of the broken bottle pieces at the scene to one of the unbroken bottles. And what we found was that the collection of pieces was heavier. And the reason for that is... there was actually more than one bottle's worth of shattered glass.
So from this, we can surmise that 2 bottles were actually broken at the scene of the crime.
Exactly.
But someone did their best to clean up the pieces of one of the bottles, along with the figure inside.
They wanted to make it look like she was only hit once.
But when they did, they must have left behind a few too many pieces,
It's hard when you've broken 2 bottles, you don't know how much you need to gather up, right?
which is only natural. They certainly had no way to measure the exact right number of pieces to remove.
See, Kyoko and I, we have like this direct connection, you know?
But why would they have to try and get rid of it like that anyway?
To make it look like she only got hit once.
Because of what it would reveal about the case.
Or that 2 people hit her. There can be no doubt, the second missing Monokuma bottle is involved in this case. It must have been used by Sakura's second attacker.
I got it! The bottle that was removed from the scene was used the second time Sakura was attacked.
The second wound on Sakura's head came from that second bottle. Given all the evidence, this is the only possible conclusion.
The killer wanted to make it look like there was only one attack, so they had to get rid of their evidence.
From there, we can conclude that it wasn't Hiro who delivered that second blow.
So he's safe.
Wouldn't you agree, Toko?
Oh boy, I don't want to hear what she has to say.
Danganronpa.